If you're a fan of Hunter x Hunter, you've probably heard of Zigg Zoldyck, right? Today we're going to explore the story of one of the lesser known members of the famous Zoldyck family. Get ready to uncover the secrets surrounding this enigmatic character. Before we continue with the video, it's really important that you leave a like so it can reach more people. That way, you help me out a lot. Thank you. Let's get to the video. Zigg Zoldyck is a character who appears only once in the series, in chapter 344 of Hunter x Hunter, during a flashback scene involving Isaac Netero. In this part of the story, Netero embarks on a journey to the Dark Continent, a place full of dangers and mysteries, in search of a strong opponent. Zigg, along with other characters, joins Netero on this expedition. For those who've only watched the anime, it's common not to know about Zigg, since he's a rather obscure figure in the plot. However, his brief appearance raises many questions about his backstory and the Zoldyck lineage. The Zoldyck family is famous for their career as assassins, but Zigg's motivation for going to the Dark Continent remains unknown. After all, there are no clients or targets in a place where mere survival is the only form of victory. One of the most intriguing aspects of Zigg's presence is the possibility that during his time, the Zoldyck family was not yet involved in assassination. There is no clear information on how long the family has been in that profession, but it seems they have a long-standing tradition. The only confirmed generation that can be traced begins with Maha Zoldyck, grandfather of Zeno and great-grandfather of Killua. Zigg's appearance in the flashback creates confusion, as he seems to have a close connection with other characters from the past. He travels alongside Netero, and the reason for this is a mystery. It could be that, during his era, the Zoldicks were not actively engaged in killing, but instead in exploration. What makes it even more intriguing is that Maha, as one of the oldest known Zoldicks, is often mentioned in relation to the family's legacy. While Zigg is a figure that raises many questions, it's impossible not to compare his appearance to that of Maha Zoldyck. Both share similar facial features, like the width of the head and overall facial structure. This leads to speculation. Could Zigg actually be Maha at a younger age? It's an interesting theory, but it's important to note that Maha is a named character, while Zigg is only mentioned once. One factor that complicates this theory is the inconsistent naming conventions used by Togashi in Hunter x Hunter. The name Maha was only revealed in a data guide released years after Zigg's first appearance. This could mean that Togashi decided to change the narrative and connect the two characters in a way that only makes sense within the internal logic of the series. Furthermore, if Zigg really were Maha, it could help explain how certain characters like Netero and Line managed to live so long. Both Netero and Line were mentioned as survivors of the Dark Continent, and their longevity may be linked to mysterious substances they encountered there. For example, one of these substances is called nitro rice, which is said to have life-extending properties. Although the possibility of Zigg being Maha seems logical, there's also a chance that he could be a brother or an even earlier figure in the Zoldyck family timeline. Zigg's presence in the Dark Continent may suggest that he was on a mission or personal quest, perhaps even a contract assassination. This idea is supported by the presence of other Zoldyck characters and their interactions throughout the story. Over time, the expeditions to the Dark Continent have revealed many discoveries and extraordinary creatures. Zigg's story might very well be connected to these events, especially considering that he was in such a dangerous place alongside Netero and Lin. The relationships among these characters are a rich source of speculation and character development, and Zigg is a key piece of this puzzle. As mentioned earlier, the journey that Zigg, Netero, and Lin took could have many connections to expeditions carried out by other groups. One particular expedition conducted by the Republic was in search of an elixir known as the Trinity Elixir. The few survivors of that journey may resemble the small team that accompanied Zigg, raising the possibility that their fates were intertwined. These interactions and the mysteries surrounding Zigg Zoldyck show that, despite his brief appearance, he has a significant impact on the Hunter x Hunter universe. His presence on a journey to the Dark Continent raises questions about the role he may have played in the Zoldyck family timeline and his connection to other iconic characters. As the series continues, the complexity of the Zoldyck family and their histories becomes even more intriguing. Zigg Zoldyck may seem insignificant at first glance, but when we explore his connections and the context of his appearance, we realize that he's part of a much broader and mysterious world. He represents a link between the past and present of the Zoldyck family, and his interactions with Netero and Lynn add more depth to the story. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new uploads. Your support is super important for me to keep bringing you more content and for the channel to stay alive. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. See you in the next video.